Hey, this is Hardline, Destructoid's video game news podcast. I'm Jordan Devore, and I have another good group of people with me this week. Dale Norris here.
Hey, what's up?
Hamza Aziz as well.
Yo.
Brett Makedonski
Hey, everyone.
in Iceland. You're in Iceland, right?
Yeah, I'm in Iceland right now.
Rocking
Coming
that
to you
hotel
from,
Wi-Fi.
Hotel Wi-Fi, exactly. Yep. It's holding up, though. But if I mysteriously drop out, you guys know what happened.
and and Steven Hansen too.
Hi, Mom.
Does your mom watch this?
No.
Good. I'm not comfortable with the idea of mothers watching this show or anything we do, for that matter.
It was like probably like 2 months before I mentioned to my mom that I did a la cartridge.
That's
But
actually
it's like,
something
I
to be
don't want
proud
to.
of, though. That show is
Oh,
fun. and
that show's so
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. But I don't know, it was weird. And then she told like my gigantic family, and then everyone kept asking me about it, and I was like, oh, stop.
That's the way you don't tell people. You don't give them anything to go on.
My mom's super internet savvy, but like in like, hacking video poker kind of way, not like watching podcasts, you know? In that sleazy way, but yeah.
So for news this week, I mean, Destiny, there wasn't really news, but they got Hamza out to Seattle to see the game.
I flew a total of 4 hours to play 90 minutes of a game.
Hard life, man.
So Bungie had me up to check out Destiny, and they gave us, like I said, 90 minutes of actual hands-on time, and like the info that I did get out of the event was at least reassuring in the sense that like the combat's actually really good. My main concern going to Destiny was that it was gonna be the typical MMO bullshit, as I said in the preview, of where you're just shooting and hitting your enemies constantly, like you're just seeing numbers fly, and like you don't really feel like you're actually hurting the enemies, like you're just sponges or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the combat here feels a lot like Halo.
It looks exactly like Halo to me, just the way the weapons work, the way damage is shown, all of that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you shoot a dude in the head, and most of the time he'll die instantly. You shoot him a few times in the chest, like it'll take a couple hits or whatever, but he'll die. Like the combat there, just like it feels realistic in that sense. Realistic in the sense that you're fighting aliens in space and stuff.
So you were playing, what are they called, strikes?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I mean, Destiny is an MMO more or less, and this thing that I was playing is essentially an instance, I guess. And strikes are these missions where you and 2 other people, you have to do this with 3 people, take on like these 30-minute missions where you're just like dealing with situations. Like it didn't feel like it was part of the storyline at all. It just felt more like you're just going through it to gain XP, gather loot, and get cool stuff for your character. They showed us the other aspect of Destiny, which is kind of like more of the open world-ish part of it, called patrols. It ties in with the storyline. This is where you'll figure out what's going on in the universe, who are these bad guys are fighting and everything. But like, that was my main concern. Another one of my main concerns with Destiny is like, what's gonna be the driving motivation here for me to actually play through a game? And I still don't know, and that's kind of turned me off on the whole experience in total. It's like, when I think of MMOs, it's like, oh, go and do a bunch of bullshit for a couple hours, few hours, whatever, until you gain the right amount of XP so you can tackle an actual real mission or whatever. And I'm just concerned that I don't know how Destiny's going to get around that, basically.
That's fun to some people, though.
Yeah, sure, it is. Not to me.
It better be fun to. It better be fun to a lot of people because they have a 10-year plan for it. And if they couldn't keep your attention for 90 minutes, that might not be a good sign.
Can we talk about the word patrol? That sounds like work. I mean, you're talking about like 30 minutes and missions in the word patrol, and I'm like, this sounds like you have a fucking time clock. You have to clock in and like, hit these things. Your job has this, there's this list of things you have to do to be able to go and play and have fun.
Well, that's MMOs, right?
Yeah, but they don't use words like patrol.
They use words like kill 40 swamp rats.
I'm all about killing swamp rats. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just don't know if Destiny is going to be the game I was hoping it would be now.
Well, okay, so you have been calling it an MMO, and they call it an MMO, but how many people are you actually playing with on your screen at a time?
So,
Not that many, right?
Well, they won't say exactly.
Of
either.
course they won't say.
They won't say a lot of things about this.
I have like no concept of this game other than what the shooting looks like. Like this is literally all I kind of know about it because they're not.
I mean, at E3 they showed a mission where they were playing with 7 people total. So we have that at least.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you can do this with strikes, but patrols are going to have this element where you can play by yourself, of course, but you can also play together with other people. I know these instances were they're called public events, and it kind of turns into a journey in the sense where other players kind of like just seamlessly enter the same arena as you, and you have to take down a boss. This big, badass creature that you can't take down by yourself normally.
Are these going to be like on a timer where if you beat it, you can beat it again later if it pops back up?
I don't know
don't
about
know?
patrols, but
Okay.
strikes are designed to be replayable.
Okay.
Destiny seems like it's just going to be a water cooler game. Most of the people I've known who have been super into Halo, they generally would co-op campaign. I mean, I guess Halo has like a story and whatever, and you can play it by yourself if you want, but Halo's always been, a multiplayer and co-op focused thing. So this is, just an extension of that. Really, it's just hang out with people and shoot things and have fun. I guess if that's fun to you.
With Halo, though, I mean, like that it's gonna be this 8 to 10 hour experience. You kind of expect a good beginning, middle, and end to the story and everything. With Destiny, we have no sense of how this story is going to unfold and what.
No, they just want you to hang out for an infinite amount of time. They want Destiny to be like where you go to hang out with your friends after work, probably, rather than just like, oh, okay, we've played through the campaign like 3 times. I guess maybe we should try something else. But I'm more excited for the sequel, Destiny's Child.
Yeah, me too.
We all are. We all are.
You were like pacing back and forth in your chair there, just waiting for the opportunity over here to get that joke out.
The adrenaline's rising. The moment's almost here. Go for it. And what about multiplayer? Is that going to be a big? I mean, that's obviously huge in Halo. Is that a thing here too?
It's definitely a pillar of Destiny. It's a pillar they have yet to really
Fucking pillars.
There's a game industry term if I've ever heard one. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have the standard stuff: single player,
Okay.
co-op, and multiplayer. Multiplayer, we have no idea about. They did actually. I never mentioned this in any of my previews or discussion with Max on our other video on YouTube here. They showed us a very less than 5-second clip of some of the PvP action. It looked like Halo, so yeah.
You're losing me, dude.
Yeah, when is this out? Do we know?
Yeah, there's a release date. It's sometime in September.
Okay.
There's gonna be a
God.
beta.
That's not very far away.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to have to come up firing at E3 to get everybody's attention
Yes.
again.
Yeah, I mean, they've been talking about it for well over a year now. They've been drip feeding us info for it. I hope they go big at E3. Cause I just hate the way they've been marketing these games. It's just there's no real meat to it. I don't understand why anyone's really excited for it. Other than the fact that it's Bungie. Bungie makes great games, but you can't just rely on just that.
I have a Shiba Inu friend named Bungie.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, he's very cute.
I'm also oddly worried over the fact that
Ignore.
whatever. Shut up with your dogs. There's 500 people working on this game, and the last time we heard a big number like that was Capcom and Resident Evil 6, and we saw how that turned out.
That's
Just
not
because
a good game.
Yeah, just because you have a ton of people
It
working
can
on
go
it.
terribly wrong with too many people doing
Yeah.
too many things. So
Can get too segmented, ideas go way too many different directions. It just turns out to be a clusterfuck.
I guess you say 499 because they fired Mario Donald.
oh shit.
Oh.
I wonder where he's now.
He could go anywhere. He's fine.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm sure he's probably already has a job by now. I wonder where.
Probably playing keyboard in the BART station.
Everyone from the Bay Area got that joke. Everyone else, what?
Steven, you saw Mario Kart, right?
I did. Played it. Played a couple cups.
So the only thing I saw that kind of stood out to me, I mean, the game looks awesome, but there's a new item that you can block blue shells.
Yeah, so there's
That's
this
cool.
horn box thing, super horn, and it just emits like a area of effect sound wave around you. So you can knock players, but you can also break up incoming or projectiles in front of you, which includes blue shell. It's supposed to be rare. I got it twice on one race, my first race, and then in the next 7 races I didn't get it again. So I don't know. And there's also now Mario Kart has like tuning options, or like Smash Brothers, where you can, for example, set the rate of powerful items to really high if you want to do like a crazy mode with tons of lightning and blue shells, and a bunch of other tuning options. The new things, it's another baby character. And
Of course.
and the most ridiculous idea, which is pink gold peach, which doesn't make sense at all.
I don't know what
when
it
you say
is.
it.
What is
so
this?
Pink gold peach is basically Metal Mario, but peach, and she's gold because she's a princess, and she's pink because she's a woman.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
The sad thing is that still sounds like a better character than the baby shit that they always. Or I don't know why they just always add baby characters to these games now.
It is really
Yeah.
useless
Who
padding.
plays as them is my question, not me. No one. See,
No one's
None
gonna
of us
come
do.
to it though. That's the thing. The people who play as baby characters are just tugging their collars right now, like oh. But yeah, you know what though? Mario Kart 7 was not great to me. The water and the flying bits felt really tacked on. It's just like, oh, here's this long flying section at the end. But now that you have like all these different kinds of race, you know, the water and the flying and everything in shorter segments, like within different races, not just like one part where there's water, plus the like electrogravity, whatever. You know, all the courses feel a little more holistically insane rather than here's this one boring part that I have to sit through at the end of each race, each
They
lap.
should add more MMO elements. You know, you already said they have the area of effect spell, the customer characterization. What are they called? Patrols. We got to do some patrols. Time
Well, you know, they
battles.
messed up the PvP. They messed up the PvP because now the battle mode doesn't take place in the typical arenas. There's no like donut circle and whatever. It's just modified versions of the courses, which is really weird
It's
because
gross.
you're just driving in circles to fight.
huh?
It's I don't know. Really
Well,
odd.
okay, so there's YouTube uploading, and I wouldn't expect Nintendo to do that.
Yeah, you can upload directly to YouTube, like short clips up to like a minute, and then full races you can upload to the Mario Kart Miiverse. They also have like a tournament system for online, and yeah, the uploads. I mean, the thing is, I was disappointed with Mario Kart 7, but this was actually pretty fun, and like that moment where you're just drifting and there's like all this like J.J. Abrams bloom lighting in your face, and you're like on the side, and you're like, you know, you're perpendicular to the road, and everything's just really crazy all at once. Like it feels like they finally said, okay, we're not going to make exactly a traditional Mario Kart racer because we need to hook like the current generation of people who need like insane colors and just visual sensory overload, and they just finally went full bore with that.
Is it distracting?
I mean, I was able to sift through it, but it is like insane, and being, you know, driving sideways is kind of disorienting, but it's cool.
Cool. Well, so I was already probably going to buy this game, but now they're doing a promo where if you get Mario Kart 8, you can get one of 4 free games, which is kind of amazing. The games are Pikmin 3, Wii Party U, New Super Mario Bros. U, and oh wait, no, it's only 3 free games, right?
Wind Waker, which
Wind
is the
Waker,
correct
it is
game
four,
that
it is
everyone
four,
should
yeah.
get.
And I'm not getting Wind Waker, Pikmin instead. But Yeah, if you
Yeah,
buy
you can
Mario
do it on
Kart,
Jordan.
if you buy Mario Kart before July 31st, you get one of those. So, yeah,
You can't go wrong with I mean, those 4. If you don't have one of those, you can't go wrong with any of them.
Yeah,
And if you get the Mario Kart bundle, you still get that free game.
Which is nice. Very nice.
That's a hell of a lot better deal than Best Buy giving $10 worth of gas.
well, I mean, you could get the free gas for your pre-order and get the new game. So,
Oh snap!
driving home in style.
Double dipping.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
$10 of gas in this economy. That's not gonna get you.
You can almost get home with that money.
Yeah, to the store and back with your game.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I just got a Wii U on Monday, so I'm ready for
Oh,
this.
look at you.
Yeah.
Look at Wii U.
I played like Super Nintendo games and a little Mario, and that's it.
Well, now you play Super
Wii U.
Mario World, even though I can't play it on my 3DS still.
I did play Super Mario World. It was good.
Even though I can't play it on my 3DS.
I would rather play it on 3DS than Wii U, though, so that's sad.
Well, no, you don't understand. I need this $300 console so I can play games from 1991.
It's true.
Yes, please.
What do we think about Nintendo doing its own sort of digital event instead of a E3 press conference? Do we personally? I don't care. They're Nintendo. They can do what they want.
What's
Well,
the digital
here's the thing,
event?
is like 1 year of trying this was like a cool experiment, but like, did it really go so well that they felt like they should do it this year?
I don't even remember how it went last
It didn't
time.
go well. It was pretty boring, actually.
Oh, okay.
I love the idea of it, but nothing really came out of it. And a lot of gamers, even though this probably isn't true, a lot of gamers said, look, they did this thing because they didn't have a lot to say. And like, that probably was kind of a backfire on Nintendo's part. Now, I'm sure they have a lot to say this year. I'm sure they have a bunch up their sleeve. I don't know. I kind of like.
I think it worked out for them, though, because they didn't really have a lot, and it would have looked bad to juxtapose their conference with Microsoft and Sony's last year. Well, Sony's at least.
They probably just said like, "Hey, this was easier. Let's just do this from now on." And you know, even if they do have a ton, there's still going to be some people that say, "Hey, look, they're doing this because they don't have anything," which is silly.
Well, the other problem is the people that really like Nintendo games and are clued in are going to watch their streams or whatever, but they do miss out on the sort of mass market audience that is just watching. You know, it's again not the full mass market, but there's like something in between people that were going to go out and watch Nintendo's direct streams, and then the people who don't care, and somewhere in the middle are the people that are like, oh yeah, E3 is a thing, let's watch that and see about video games.
Yeah, there's so many people that like even if they're not like your typical core gamer or don't read a cool news website like Destructoid every day, they'll still really tune into E3 like they would the Super Bowl for people that don't watch football every day or whatever. I mean, they'll tune in and they'll watch any kind of streaming thing. That'll surely happen with this, but I don't necessarily agree, but some of my peers are saying, you know, that it kind of sucks that there's not that in-person spectacle. It's a little bit less exciting to sit in front of this little, 3-inch by 4-inch box on a computer screen and kind of ingest the news that way. It's more fun when there's, crazy Miyamoto doing weird shit on stage or a live band playing, Wii music or I don't know. You don't get any of that. You get skits. I mean, the funniest thing you'll get out of a Nintendo stream is a skit. And while those are good, especially that last...
Oh, that was so good.
the Reggie robot, that was fantastic. But, like, I don't know. It just... When you're one of the big three and you're put up against the other two, if they have a massive press conference and a ton of announcements and laser beams and dildos and whatever they have, it's going to be super underwhelming in comparison, And then the thing is, they're going the 10th, Tuesday morning.
Oh,
the day after Sony and Nintendo make a whole bunch of noise.
But I mean, how long do you think that's underwhelming for? Like a week, and
that's
then
what I was going to say.
It's just kind of the news and announcements that rise to the top, and nobody really remembers how their individual shows went, because that's what I feel.
So you do have a point with that, but on the flip side, to kind of, I mean, the end goal is there's two different things. Like one is to get the news out there to everyone, and that's probably the best way, right? To have the stream. The other dudes are streaming though as well. The other side is if you want to make the media make noise about what you're announcing, you get them excited. We're going to be a lot less excited to sit in front of a screen. It's as simple as that, you know.
I don't think I'm less excited to sit in front of a screen than to.
You may not be, but man, I know I am.
Apparently, a lot of people are.
I think I'm more excited that I don't have to leave the hotel room.
I kind of like that.
Well, we were planning E3 stuff, and that's exactly.
It never fails. Like E3, you'll get an email a few days before, and Nintendo's like, "Yeah, be outside at 8:15 a.m. And start lining up for your wristbands or whatever." And no one likes that. No one likes that at all. So it's nice to be able to have a decent breakfast and sit down and watch a stream. That is an upside, but man, I can't help but miss the days. Like, you remember when the 3DS was announced? Out of nowhere, these girls just pop up on stage, and they have chained to them these systems that no one's ever seen before, and they're walking around in the crowd and handing it to people to let them play for the first time. That was fucking awesome, man. Or, you know, Sony, when you're throwing up the curtains and literally the stage disappears and you could go behind the stage and play everything that they announced. You can't do that with a stream. You can't do anything even close to that. So, or Microsoft throwing consoles at people that one year. Well, they didn't literally throw them, but they gave everyone in the audience a console.
Didn't Microsoft? What was that circus thing they did in the tent once?
Circus
People like project on that, but I will be 80. And, you know, okay, I'm on my deathbed, right? And I'm thinking about all these images through my life. You know, my life's just kind of blasting before me in my head. And that is one of the images that's going to stick up. Is me wearing a fucking cape and laser beams and running around a Cirque du Soleil show that's a promotional one for Microsoft. I mean, you guys could say the stream is great all you want, but
money well spent for Microsoft then.
It's lazy to me. Personally, I guess I'm old-fashioned. I don't know.
I think at the end of the day, what Nintendo's doing is like they're gonna want to appeal straight to the consumer, and this time around they're playing it smart, where instead of just doing that private show and nothing else, not streaming it, they're also doing streams every single day, like throughout the entire day of all their products. So it's giving them a direct, it's giving them a direct connection to the fan base. I will say though, like last year, as that whole like more intimate thing was kind of, I feel like they would have benefited more if they had that content streamed in years past. It didn't necessarily have to be a giant press conference, but like with Miyamoto and his fucking Mario 3D World team donned cat ears and cat paws, they went meow in front of everyone several times. I was like, people would have loved that. They would have ate that up on YouTube and Twitter and everything, and like no one really got to see that except for the people that were there.
So like the streaming thing is moot. Like everything streams. Do you think that Twitch is going to let any major event that happens in our industry not be streamed? No, it's not happening. Everything is streamed from now on. That's the reality of our industry. So they could still have a big spectacle, and it'll all be streamed, and all of that fan base will get the benefit of seeing all that. And plus, like you said, there'll be fucking cat ears and backflips and saxophone solos, and you know all of that.
They don't have to do that big thing though, where they have this giant stage and this giant auditorium.
Yeah.
Like, the thing they did last year, like, huh?
You could do like an in-between size thing. You know, Microsoft's done it in other countries where they do like a smaller media event, or you know, it isn't tens of thousands of people. It's just a few hundred people, but there's still a stage and there's still cool shit to see, and like the fanfare of literally the curtains pulling back, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I just like that. Screw me for being excited about the spectacle of E3.
I mean,
I love it.
All I want is more live Konami press conferences.
Because
now they're doing these pre-recorded ones.
The reality is those are probably never going to happen because they've kind of
because the internet has made fun of them to death every time.
I can only imagine how embarrassed some of those people must be.
Chuck Fuji.
Oh, he like lives that stuff up.
He's great.
Well, I keep going back in the hopes we'll see more weird shit like that. You never know.
I know, me too. Well, Ubisoft, seems to have one or two weird things that come out every once in a while. So,
Girl boner.
Yeah, they might wake up one day and realize that their press conferences could probably be. Now that's one that you could just stream and I'd be okay with. Same thing with EA. Let's just stream this, you know. But if it's Nintendo, come on, man, do it big. Go nuts. Anyway.
Steven, you wrote a thing about Nintendo. One more Nintendo story here. Their quality of life stuff, and now I'm reading it, and I don't even know what the news is.
No, I mean basically because Iwata talked about this like at the beginning of the year, and it's basically like, hey, Nintendo can make whatever it wants. I mean, they apparently someone in the comments mentioned that they made a mahjong game that was just had nothing to do with Nintendo characters, it just had their name on it. So his thing was like, yeah, we're an entertainment studio and we can do whatever that means. So we're gonna keep making games, but we're gonna start another separate arm that makes the quality of life products, and we still don't know what that means exactly.
I hope it means stuff in Sky Mall magazine.
Me too.
Like those
like Hitachi style vibrator. You know, like there needs to be a Nintendo one of those. Somehow.
So was this a serious statement that they're actually going to start doing more stuff, or was he just kind of being a sassy teenager, being like,
No,
I'll do what I want?
No, they're doing this. Like they've been working on it.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to talk about without knowing where they're exactly going with this stuff, but I mean, if they hit it big in the quality of life field, that could be good for them. So.
And I mean, they're focusing on. I mean, I feel like it's just going to be a bunch of Wii Fit sort of things because they're focusing on taking healthy, good lifestyles and making it fun, which is.
No, I want like Nintendo humidifiers and shit, like air purifier, blow dryers. I'm down.
Toilets.
Stand mixer.
The stand mixer.
There's that gaming toothbrush. They should have their own toothbrush.
Nintendo toothbrush.
Yeah.
Making brushing your teeth fun because you play the game and it goes for like a minute and then that's how long you're supposed to do teeth. Come on, Nintendo, I'm giving you gold.
What happened to the Wii Vitality sensor? They probably thought that's probably the whole idea behind the second arm is like, okay, that was stupid, but we still have to release this, so let's just create a second arm and not make it a gaming product.
Make it an app.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to gamification? I feel like that was for like 6 months. Everyone was trying to gamify boring things with terrible speeder button systems to make it fun.
I feel like it happened. They just stopped using that word and stopped. They're not making as big a deal about it now. But like cars are gamified. Some of the newer ones.
Yeah, they're like a Prius. They're
exactly, Prius.
Fuel consumption and
do they have like systems that are like try to get the best mileage?
Yeah.
Wow.
They have leaderboards. They literally have leaderboards.
Yeah,
that's
so
terrible.
It didn't stop happening. Yeah. It just...
Well, I'm glad I'm not to hear about it then because this sounds awful.
Gamification. It's a shitty word. It's really bad.
Yeah. The world is bad.
Free to play. That's a funny word. That's not even a word. That's just a funny thing.
It's just several words strung together.
This is free to play, free to play, free to play. We could come up with something better than free to play, right? Like a nonsense word. What would that be?
How about shit?
Shit. Bad News Bears. No, that's 3 words as well.
Well, the free to play has no longer become effective because. I mean, we have like Dota and Team Fortress and a few in League of Legends, a few games that are free to play that people like, and then everything else people we write for hate on it. So it's like you call anything free to play, they assume it's terrible.
Well, the ones that people like, we don't even call them free to play.
Exactly.
Yeah. We don't group them in the same group. Like Dota is not a free to play game. Dota is
it's a game.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start adding that in any time I write about those games. The
free to play for the most part has a level of quality, and except for a few caveats, it's just like it just means shit. That's all there is to it. It means nobody cares about it.
Valve's free-to-play shooter Team Fortress 2 is releasing new houses.
It sounds funny when you say it. Yeah.
It sounds funny when you describe any really well-known property as if no one knows what it is. What do we think about From Software being sold? I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, it's like it was owned, and then
well, yeah.
it was like, yo, I need some money, so like.
Now it's owned by someone else.
Yeah. And then Kadakawa was like, oh, we have a lot of money, so cool, let's do that.
Steven, what is wrong with you?
A lot of things.
I'm just looking at Twitter, and Nintendo of America tweeted out one of the new items in Mario Kart is the swirl, where you can unleash 8 different items all at once.
It's called the Crazy 8, homie. That's what I was told.
Whatever. Oh yeah, it's called the Crazy 8. It looks awesome. How did you not tell us about this?
He had it in
did.
the preview.
It's in the preview, Hamza.
I
Read for once.
I meant here.
Because that item was in Mario Kart 7 too, homie.
No, we didn't play that shit.
Yeah,
It was called Lucky 7, but now there's one more item in the swirl, a coin.
A coin.
Because they had to make it 8.
He didn't mention it because he knew you'd interrupt our Dark Souls conversation.
I know.
Really?
He knew you'd bust right in. Like a wrecking ball.
Than Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. Are you guys playing Dark Souls? I am so into it right now.
I put in like 30 hours, like before and the first week it came out, and then I haven't been able to play it since then, and it just makes me upset every day that I can't be playing it because I have so much other shit to do.
It's mostly a non-linear thing. How far did you get?
I was getting my ass handed to me by the boss in the pirate spooky boat.
Oh,
and
that
by
fucking
the
thing,
pursuer, and by the one in the cathedral. All 3. Couldn't beat any of them.
Who's in the cathedral? Oh, is it, who's in the cathedral?
The dragon, one of them's the one that I killed, and then one of them's in the cathedral. One of them's like a dragon rider, and one of them's dragon something.
The other one's the recycle from the last game. Alright. I'm a little bit further than you.
I almost killed the boat guy. Got really close.
Anyways, so what system are you playing it on, Steven?
PS3.
Yeah, I'm sad I didn't wait for the PC version because I only recently have had time to play it on 360, and the PC version looks so much better with the mods that have come out.
You fucked up.
They fucked up by releasing it late.
Yeah,
what the hell? I couldn't
wait.
wait.
Maybe now that their new parent company is in charge, that probably won't change anything, actually.
Probably not.
Whatever.
It would be nice. It would be nice if the third time they do a PC version, it comes out day and date consoles. But.
So no one's gonna have lolly girls in it and peaches as items and bunny ears. And, I don't know. That'd be kind of.
I'm okay with that.
Totally.
Like as long as it keep the same everything else the same, but just that'd be aesthetic changes.
It'd be like dark as fuck and murky and like creepy.
Yeah, like super hard, still super hard and depressing and bleak, but then just like.
But like magical girl music in the intro and like I don't know. I pictured like a glowing peach as an item that you pick up. Fucking sparkles.
It'd be the Madoka Souls.
Yeah, it's something exactly like that. Or, I'm picturing like bunny ears or cat ears as equipable items.
I feel like bunny ears should always be an equipable item.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, cat ears for sure.
Yeah.
What are they even doing?
They are in life, Jordan. You could just start wearing them.
I could. I have this choice. I won't.
Next show, you gonna do with bunny ears on?
No.
I'll send you something. You will.
I'll do it for 3 seconds if you send them to me.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. So there's no way I'm gonna make use of this, but I thought it was kind of cool. Sony Online Entertainment has a new. They're basically changing. So if you are a current subscriber to one of their paid subscription games, you're getting your account upgraded so you can, for your $14.99 monthly charge, you're getting access to all of their games. I don't know who the hell would have time to play multiple MMOs, but I thought that was kind of cool.
It's a smart move.
That is cool. Yeah. I mean, that's a cool take care of your customer kind of thing.
Well, and it's good for them too because it gets you to not cancel, I think.
And gets you to maybe try out one of the other ones since you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can eat.
That said, the games aren't. I mean, there's EverQuest, the new ones. There's H1Z1.
Planetside 2 is actually pretty cool.
It is. I played that.
And then, they have a new game, so that'd be a good way to get people into the new game, which is such a terrible name. God damn.
I really don't like that name or anything about it, but that's what I really mean. I'm just tired of... I mean, I'm also not playing DayZ, so if I'm not playing DayZ, I don't really want to be playing that either.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. Not really into that whole thing, those types of games.
You're talking on like dirty porn games or something, or just like
they might as well be.
It's not my scene. I don't want any part of that. It's not kosher. Whatever.
Well, I don't think any of you guys are playing DayZ either, so...
Maybe if it had cat ears, I'd play it.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. They'll be acquired by Kadokawa.
A couple more things I wanted to bring up. So, Daylight came out this week and got reviewed, and apparently it's terrible. I'm kind of surprised. And in retrospect, I guess I can see why. So it is Zombie Studios. It's sort of this procedurally generated horror game, first-person horror game. It's just not being reviewed well. We gave it a 4 out of 10.
I want my scares to be non-procedurally generated.
Yeah. When I played it, I played it with the Oculus Rift, and I think that helped. And they also obviously had a very polished slice for preview purposes. Like, it wasn't procedurally generated, or like it was, but it wasn't like on the fly. Like they were giving everyone that same procedural level.
Right.
Go ahead. I mean, the Rift automatically makes things scarier because of the sensory deprivation. Is just really strained. But even at that, them okaying this procedural stage, there was a lot of just confusing corridors that didn't make any sense and just were haphazardly attached.
Wow. That does not sound good. Well, and it seems like one of the main complaints is that, first of all, it's just plain not that scary, and when you do it's like the same jump scares over and over again, so not really an effective survival horror game at that. Just doesn't sound that great, but isn't it free?
It doesn't seem like there's any survival horror systems except for like you can be scared.
It seems like those free Slender games where you're just running around collecting stuff and then a thing might chase you.
Yeah, just download Slender.
Or don't. You're not missing out that much if you don't download it.
I mean, I don't feel like Daylight's a game where you just shouldn't play it because it's that bad. I just don't think there's that much to it. I think some of the reviews are a little harsh. The ones I read so far. It's pretty dull, I have to say. Like, it's so scary. It's pretty dull. Like,
you're making a great case.
Just play Fatal Frame.
It's not this offensive game, It's
I
not
agree.
like
it's not like it was getting 2s or something. I mean, people were using the full outlets that don't normally go super low.
Yeah, that's what's surprising. It's the kind of game that you would expect a lot of other outlets to give like a 6.
Yeah.
I feel like GameSpot or IGN or one of those two gave it a 4 or something, or maybe a 3. So maybe I'm remembering wrong. But anyway, it doesn't sound completely dreadful or anything, but I kind of had high hopes for this at one point.
It'll be remembered as the game that taught gaming websites to use numbers properly, use a whole scale.
I doubt it, but
yeah, I doubt it.
I think it was an easy target.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like. Go ahead, Brett.
I was going to say I'm actually interested in trying this game out, but knowing that there's an Oculus Rift version, I don't think I'd want to try anything other than that. Because Oculus Rift just automatically makes everything better.
Yeah, they should do Oculus Rift Silent Hill, not this. You know, it needs to be something better than this.
That would be terrifying. The original Silent Hill, well, all of the old Silent Hills still, no matter, even if they look dated, they still creep me the fuck out.
Same.
Just
yeah.
the sound design alone. So like that plus Oculus, God,
Oculus Rift Fatal Frame.
that would be creepy.
Yes.
It could be you walking through a dark area with noises, and that would be creepy. It doesn't even have to be complicated with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Headsets, yeah.
Just
No, it
not,
seems like that's what daylight is you walking through.
That's what I'm saying.
Not daylight.
but not procedurally generated. You know. Not ghosts just kind of hanging out like, yo, what's up, dude? Not like fucking freaky shit, you know. Like,
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just
apparently,
a bunch of Travis from Killer 7.
apparently you can just keep using flares to scare the ghosts off, and it doesn't sound scary.
No.
Last thing, I don't know why I found this as a thing to talk about, but they found the ET landfill and dug that up. Well, Hamza, you went to the... Quit chewing on that pen. You went to the Microsoft TV show, whatever you call it, event.
Yep.
Whatever you call it.
What is it, like Xbox Originals or something? I don't know what they're calling this.
Xbox Entertainment Studio, right?
Okay, well that's the studio, but I thought they had a name for the programming.
Xbox Originals, which
Okay.
some people unfortunately confuse as to mean, oh, Xbox One's finally
One.
getting original Xbox game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be better.
Probably it would be. That's not a probably.
Yeah,
Is
so
there anything to say about that, Hamza? It's,
I mean, they're
kinda
trying to
blah.
be Netflix, where they're creating original shows exclusive to Xbox owners or Windows 8 owners too. I don't know.
You know what? They finally released some of the art for the new Sailor Moon reboot that's coming out this June.
That's more interesting to me.
Yeah.
It looks kind of not crazy though. I mean, it looks a lot like the original and a lot like the manga, but it's not like, I don't know. They release character art and not like full shots.
It's not like a
Sometimes you
dramatic
see how
reboot
the art styles gonna
where
work. Yeah.
It's not a dramatic reboot like Looney Tunes where they create these
oh
space.
God.
Or it's not like a
versions.
the woman called Fujiko Mine Lupin reboot. It seems like it's going to be Sailor Moon again, which the series could use because if you go back and watch it, especially the dub, like the writing is just deplorably awful.
Hey Xbox, get Sailor Moon. Get Sailor Moon as exclusive.
When you interjected with the Sailor Moon thing at first, I thought you meant Microsoft was doing something with it. Because I'm so out of the loop on that. I was like, wow, go Microsoft.
Wow. They're creating they're creating reality shows. They're creating live action adaptations of.
Well, they've got Halo, so that's the big one.
Yeah, they're creating shows based on their properties, Forza, State of Decay, and some other things. And really, the only thing. The only thing people care about any of this is their original Halo stuff. People are going to watch that in droves. But everything else, no one, I mean, whatever.
Are you going to just binge watch Need for Speed the movie until Forza the TV show comes out?
Or watch all Fast and Furious movies back to back.
Those, as far as
just
I'm
watch
concerned,
4,
those
5, and
are,
6.
those are the Need for Speed series as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But you can skip 2 and probably 3.
Hey, what's your white way? 2. 2 was cool. It had
Tokyo
Tyrese.
Drift?
Tokyo Drift was
Oh,
awesome.
you're not
Drift
counting.
is-
Okay, never mind. Yeah, never mind. I thought you were saying don't watch Tokyo Drift.
Dale, how do you feel about movies?
Dale loves him.
This is too short of a podcast for me to get into. Way too short.
Everyone else on the world on this earth will not understand. At least I don't understand your hatred. So we could never.
No.
It would be a very long conversation to try to
Yeah.
understand your
It's not
hatred
even worth
of
it.
movies. So it's not
I
worth
found a
it.
couple other kindred spirits, but like.
That's good. You have a community.
It's like when it be people who are like, oh yeah, I don't listen to music. Like, how do you live a life and not listen to, like, what does that mean? You just like.
Oh yeah. Chris Carter, our own Chris Carter, said that recently. He's like, I don't
He's
know.
one of them.
I took that from our chat and blew it up and copied it 1,000 times and tweeted it out. it was like my most popular tweet of the month. It got
I remember that now.
Do you stat
I
track
bet he
your
got
popular
super
tweets?
embarrassed.
Yeah, there was nothing he could do. It was over for him. Because I can't comprehend. Like, so I
Well,
get
that's
why
how we feel about you.
Yeah,
No,
I get-
music is
I
still
get-
worse than not liking movies.
Yeah,
I cannot relate to that at all.
no one's ever gonna understand, but that's fine.
It's like being born without taste buds or something.
It kind of is.
I watched a good movie last night, British sci-fi, Mr. Nobody with Jared Leto.
Oh man, that sounds fantastic. I bet you had a good time.
Did you listen to some 30 Seconds from Mars after that?
Oh God, no.
No.
I really do like Jared Leto as an actor, but
I do
his music is
too.
bad. Well, ever since Switchback with Danny Glover, where he's like a killer
God,
with a
here we
car
go.
full of naked women.
That's my least favorite part of movie watching culture, which is just American culture, I guess, is referencing other movies and other actors and their work and this never-ending chain.
It's really hard. It's hard to talk about movies without.
You know,
just,
I hate that. I hate that about music because so many people are in groups, but then they split off and have side projects and start other bands. It's so disorienting.
They're cooler than movies. Whatever.
Whatever.
I mean, I like music. It's not like I'm a Chris Carter.
It's not like I'm a Chris Carter.
I don't think anyone's a Chris Carter.
No, no.
You would have to have that kind of.
I think he was built in a lab.
I think he was.
Let's remove the music. Let's remove his ability to enjoy music so he can play more games and just.
That's it. Yeah, they're like, let's just leave out that part of my brain so we can fill it in with game playing capacity or whatever. So I can review 50 games a month or whatever. He does.
He actually plays all the games on mute.
Yeah.
So he can play 4 at once without getting disoriented.
That's probably the secret. I'm going to try that tonight. I'm just going to mute the game I'm reviewing and see if I get through it faster or enjoy it more. I don't know. I should mute these movies and see if I like them. Wait a minute. This has gone backwards.
You start watching silent films.
Hamza, are you going to kiss the camera? You going to kiss the camera, Hamza?
Yes.
Giving us those sexy
He
eyes?
looks like he should be on a landline phone, kicking his legs back and forth on his bed.
Are we done?
Yes, we're done. We're done. I was just waiting for someone to acknowledge your closeness to the camera. Yeah, that'll do it for this week for Hardline. We'll be back probably next week. You can watch this on youtube.com/dtoid. You can also alternatively find it on iTunes if you search for Destructoid Hardline if you want just the audio version. We got some good. Check out our YouTube channel. I always say that, but do it. Max Scoville's making some funny videos lately. Steven's always walking through the door when they do those, and that's fun to watch.
God damn it, Steve.
There's Max, yay!
Hey, Max. Yay. Say something, Max.